Question 17, which of the following values is equal to 4 times the square root of 24 minus 5 times the square root of 54? So as it stands, we cannot do anything with this. So in order to subtract these, we must have the same number under the radical. So to do that, what we're going to do is simplify what is underneath the radical in the first part and in the second part, and we'll do that separately. So I'll put 4 root 24 over here, and then I'll put negative 5 root 54 over here. And then when we're done, we'll go ahead and we'll do the subtraction. So underneath the square root on this left side, the square root of 24, we need to think about what two numbers multiply to 24 where one of them is a perfect square. So that's going to be 4 and 6. So we're going to rewrite this as 4 times the square root of 4 times the square root of 6. Now we can't simplify the square root of 6, but we can simplify the square root of 4. And just quick note, in the beginning of this problem, this 4 root 24, even though there's no symbol between the 4 and the square root, it is implied that they're being multiplied to each other. So keep that in mind. So on the next step, we're going to go ahead and simplify the square root of 4, which is going to give us 2. And then we have the square root of 6. And I said that a minute ago because we want to go ahead and multiply now the 4 to the 2 to the outside of the square root of 6. So that is going to give us 8 square root of 6. So that left side is now simplified. And let's deal with the right side now. So negative 5 square root 54. So same idea. Let's find two numbers that multiply to 54 where one of those factors is a perfect square. So we could think of 9 and 6. And you may need to play around with it a little bit and write out the factors, and that's okay. Just write them off to the side. So we're going to have the square root of 9 times the square root of 6. We could simplify the square root of 9. That's going to give us 3. And then multiplying the negative 5 and 3 together gives us negative 15 root 6. And then now taking these two together, we can rewrite this and do the subtraction. So now we have 8 root 6 minus 15 root 6, and that is going to give me negative 7 root 6. So our answer for this one is B. I want to add one extra thing here. So some students will look at this and say, well, I don't understand why we can do this. And the way to think about this is the radical 6, it is a number. It's just not a nice number. So if we square root it, we get a never-ending decimal. That's why we leave it in this format, okay? But the way to think about why we can actually do this conceptually is because this is saying I have some number here. And let's just say this is some number, and we're saying that I have 8 of those. And over here, I have the same number here, but I have 15 of those. So if I have 8 of these things and I subtract 15 of those things, I am left with negative 7 of those things. So hopefully that provides some clarification.